What's up, brand builders? Stephen Hurahan here at brandmasteracademy.com, and in this video you're going to learn how to find your differentiation strategy with 26 positioning examples and ideas. So you can learn how to uncover a competitive advantage to convince your audience that you're a little bit different. Now, building a brand is a game of strategy, and one of the very first strategic tasks is to identify the key difference or differentiation strategy your brand will be recognized for. But why is having a key differentiator so important? How do you know if yours is valuable? And how do you go about finding a unique key differentiator for your brand? Well, that's exactly what you're about to find out. So what is a brand's key differentiator? Well, brands are developed for one reason and one reason only. And that is to make a business seem more appealing to its target audience, so they choose that business over its competitors. And it's that simple. It's no more difficult than that. Through its messaging, visual appearance, and overall experience, the brand attempts to influence the audience's decision to choose that brand. And in order to do that effectively, the brand must give that audience a compelling reason to make that choice. And that reason is the key differentiator and the basis for the differentiation strategy. To put it as succinctly as possible, a key differentiator is the brand's distinct and unique value that sets it apart from its competitors within that market. And this differentiator and unique value answers the question, why would I choose this brand over one of its competitors? Also known as the USP or the unique selling proposition, the key differentiator very clearly distinguishes itself apart from its competitors within that market. Now, differentiation strategies are at play at different levels throughout a business. Each product or service a business has should have its own unique difference from its competitors, from other similar products or services in that market. And when it comes to brands, the differentiation strategy refers to the brand's overall experience. Now, this experience may include unique features and benefits, an innovative purchasing experience, or outstanding customer service. Any experience the customer might encounter on the buyer's journey is all part of the brand's experience, and therefore every touch point is an opportunity for the brand to differentiate that experience. Now, before defining your differentiator, it's critical to ensure that you inject the relevant characteristics into your strategy. Without any one of these characteristics, your differentiation strategy may not have the effect that you intended to have. Your key differentiator should be unique. Your audience shouldn't be able to go out into the market and find the same experience from one of your competitors. Now, of course, they may find similar products or services, but your experience should be unique. Your differentiator should also be valuable. Your audience should place a level of value on the difference that you offer, whether that's a monetary value, a time value, a convenience value, or any other kind of value. So how does it improve their lives, and how are they going to value that improvement? It should also be defendable. Your differentiation strategy should not be easily replicated. For example, if your differentiation strategy is based on low price, your competitors can easily replicate your price point, making your differentiation strategy redundant. Now, there are many templates out there to create a differentiation strategy, and one of my favorites is the onlyness statement. Now, the onlyness statement is a term that was coined by Marty Neumeier in his book Zag. It was distilled from the unique selling proposition, and it provides a very simple key differentiator template to help in identifying your key differentiator. So this is how it goes. Our blank is the only blank that blanks, or our offer is the only category that benefit. And if you take your time to identify what your offer is, identify what your category is, identify what your benefit is, then you'll be able to fill out this template very, very easily. Now, there is a lot more to your differentiation strategy than just filling in a template, and it is an effective tool to do that because it helps to distill your ideas. So that is a great starting point to use one of those templates to really get a bit of clarity in your thoughts. But remember, the key here is relevance. If you try to mean all things to everyone, you'll end up meaning nothing to anyone. Now, the ways to differentiate your brand from your competition are quite simply endless. Differentiation strategy is a game of creative thinking, and key differentiators are only constrained by the limits of imagination. If you're creative enough, you can find a unique differentiator for your brand, regardless of the industry you're in. To get your creative juices pumping, here are some examples of ways to differentiate your brand. Number one, specialize in your market. Now, this is one of the most basic differentiation strategies you can apply. We value those who specialize in their field and do one thing really, really well. So what can you let go of to focus on specialization? Number 2, role specialization. Now, this is an effective B2B differentiation strategy which involves appealing to a specific organizational role within an industry. For example, if you're head of sales at an IT firm, you'll feel in good hands if your coach specializes in helping people in your exact position. Number 3, unique sales experience. If you can take your customer on a journey through the buying process that stands apart in your industry from those industry norms, your audience will appreciate the uniqueness and see it as a breath of fresh air. Birchbox is a unique e-commerce beauty experience which lets customers build their own boxes. Shoppers can browse through a wide selection of beauty samples, then pick 5 products to put in their box. The whole experience is easy, fun, and affordable. Number 4, niche service specialization. Providing a very specific service can help you be more relevant for those only looking for those services. For example, a business that wants to advertise on Facebook will find a Facebook ads agency more relevant than a broader digital marketing agency. Number 5, alternative approach. Now, many businesses within a given sector often have a similar approach to solving a problem. And brands that can break industry norms and approach the problem from a different perspective with a different approach identifies as innovative. What are the industry norms that all your competitors approach the problem from, and can you approach it from a fresh perspective? Number 6, hyper-targeted audience messaging. Now, a key differentiator for brands that go above and beyond to understand their target audience is to use this knowledge to their advantage. Now, although the actual messaging doesn't really hold much value for the client, how the messaging shapes their perception certainly does. The more relevant you feel to them, the more they'll feel that you are the brand that understands them the most. Number 7, business size and sector combination. Now, I'm not talking here about positioning yourself as a brand that serves small businesses or worse, SMEs. To use the business size and sector combination effectively, you need to get specific. For example, a business with a specific solution helping creative solopreneurs is far more likely to be noticed by that market segment than a competitor targeting small businesses. Number 8, shared value processes. What value do your clients hold dear, and how can you use that to resonate with them? For example, a financial services brand might proudly distinguish their personnel as PhD-only advisors. And this would resonate with a shared value in traditional education while building a sense of safety and trust. Number 9, unique distribution method. Your ability to get your products to your customers could be the difference between them choosing you or your competitors. One of the reasons that Amazon and Apple are such giants is their chain of supply, while Tesla bypassed the costly dealerships and they opened up showrooms in convenient places like shopping malls. Number 10, highlight your shared journey. This differentiator resonates with the audience through a shared pathway. For example, an immigration law firm built by immigrants who arrived in a particular country and overcame all the challenges to achieve the same desired outcome their audience has. As long as the market is big enough, this business becomes the obvious choice for that audience. Number 11, specific business challenge. This differentiation strategy crosses all industries but focuses on a common business challenge across the board. The more easily identifiable, common, and difficult this challenge is, the more effective this differentiation strategy. For example, a brand that helps businesses qualify and apply for government funding or assistance. Number 12, industry recognized expertise. Now, this is one of the oldest, most effective differentiation strategies that's still in use today. Brands can build on the back of the reputation of an industry expert or leader who has at one point achieved a relative level of fame within the industry. For example, an author of a well-known fitness book who develops a brand with a program for aspiring fitness coaches. Now, another great example of this is Chris Hemsworth's fitness brand Center. Now, although Chris Hemsworth earned his fame as an actor, you wouldn't go ahead and dispute his expertise in fitness, and he uses that to his advantage. Number 13, unique pricing structure. Now, this strategy simply changes up the way the fees are charged to offer the audience an alternative to the norm. For example, your industry might charge on a per month basis subsequent to an annual contract, while you might offer a contract-free alternative. Likewise, instead of charging by the hour like your competition, you might offer a single monthly fee. Number 14, rapid market responsiveness. So by keeping your finger on the pulse of your industry, you can be quick to adapt to your customers' needs and provide them with what they want, sometimes before they even know they want it. Like them or not, fast fashion giants such as H&M and Zara, they've become synonymous with this model by taking styles from the runway and fast tracking them to everyday people. Number 15, location exclusivity. Now, since most businesses have gone online, allowing them to serve a much broader client base, brands that fly the flag for a certain location can leverage specific and topical messaging while also generating a sense of loyalty from their audience. And this is becoming more effective today as globalization has peaked and many are going out in search of a more localized solution. Number 16, unique information. Providing a certain type of information your clients can't get anywhere else can be highly valuable and even critical for certain groups. Does your brand have access to certain data or information that no one else has? Proprietary data is one of the most difficult differentiation strategies to replicate. Number 17, unparalleled relationship networks. Relationships are an extremely valuable differentiation strategy. And this is a tried and tested differentiation strategy that allows the audience to leverage pre-existing relationships that they wouldn't ordinarily have access to. Can you develop your relationships and offer your customers access to those relationships as a point of difference? Number 18, partnership-specific alignment. Now, while the previous example highlights a broad range of partnerships, this example leverages a specific entity. Now, this may be a parent brand or a partnership, but to be effective, it should be preferably leveraging a bigger name, or at least a name that's on par. Number 19, quality-focused differentiation. Now, by taking a quality approach to your products or services, you can set standards in your industry and become known as a quality brand. And this is especially effective in industries where consumers complain about a lack of quality. Customer review sites can help identify those gaps. When Chipotle broke onto the Mexican fast food restaurant scene, they differentiated themselves from low-cost competitors like Taco Bell by focusing on the quality of their produce, not the cost of it. Number 20, show more love. Providing an excellent customer experience might seem like a no-brainer, but chances are a huge percentage of your competitors' customers have had a bad experience. Everyone can relate to the effectiveness of this strategy because you really notice when a brand goes above and beyond what's expected and you appreciate it and remember it. Can you go all in? Can you go above and beyond your competitors to take your customers through a journey that they can't get elsewhere? Number 21, leverage customer status. Now, an impressive list of clients is not just good for the bottom line, it's great for the association of status. If your brand is a go-to for top professionals or global corporations, you can leverage that trust earned by such prestigious clients. Couple that with compelling testimonials from these types of clients and mobilize them into your marketing to create an elevated reputation. Number 22, emphasize the size. Now, if your brand can stake a claim to being the biggest gym, the biggest beauty center, the biggest mechanic, removalist, or any other type of business for that matter, you can immediately leverage the perception as the go-to for size. Now, this can be used effectively with geographic location when otherwise a brand wouldn't be able to do that. A global brand wouldn't be able to make that claim. So, for example, the biggest local fitness center in the Manchester area. Number 23, accomplishment alignment. Now, some businesses may have had a hand in developing a key process, a technique, or a technology that's become well-known, commonly practiced, or an industry norm. By highlighting that accomplishment, the brand can align itself to a well-known success, shaping the perceptions of that brand. Number 24, align through your brand personality. By having an intimate understanding of who your audience is, you can uncover the characteristics that are most likely to attract and sway their decision-making. Using characteristics as a foundation, you can develop a human brand personality that can speak to your audience on a human level and resonate with them through emotions. Chubby Shorts and the Dollar Shave Club are two excellent examples of this strategy. Number 25, result outcome focused. Now, as people, we engage with brands to achieve often a very specific outcome or result, and we pay for the privilege of achieving that result. Now, whether we verbalize that desire or not is irrelevant. It is in the underlying desire that drives our actions. Brands that focus on the outcome can solidify the idea of success in the mind of their audience. So, for example, you might specialize in turning 6-figure businesses into 7-figure businesses. Now, though you may offer a very similar service to your competitors, this outcome focus can align your brand with the picture of success more effectively. And number 26, go against the grain. Now, most businesses within a given category often look or act the same. For example, the insurance industry is littered with brands with blue brand identities and overly corporate messages. So how could you differentiate your brand in your industry? By going against the grain in terms of visual appearance and going against the grain in terms of your messaging and your personality as well. Now, although this list of examples above is quite exhaustive, it's still only a drop in the ocean. Each and every one of these examples are unique in their own right, but it's not until you begin to combine unique differentiation ideas do you find a truly unique differentiation strategy. Finding your key differentiator is one of the most critical steps in the development of a strategic brand. Before you commit to an approach, be sure to create an exhaustive list of possibilities and then begin to combine them. Now, of course, once you've taken the time to identify a short list of potential key differentiators, you need to evaluate their potential effectiveness. Now, this is best achieved by screening the ideas with a series of evaluation filters, which are the following. Evaluation number 1 is the value to your audience. Now, your idea might be unique, but how will your audience value that difference? Will they see it as a novelty that will wear off, or will they see it as a genuine game changer? Number 2, difference to your competition. Now, by definition, your key differentiator should be different, but there are different levels of different. Just how different is yours? Is it slightly different, or could it disrupt the entire industry? Number 3, how achievable is it? Now, you might have a truly unique idea, but can you actually achieve it? Is it just a nice idea, or do you have the capabilities to not just pull it off, but to build your entire position off of it? And number 4, how defensible is it? Now, when you find a truly unique differentiator, the excitement is absolutely palpable, but before you start congratulating yourself, you need to analyze how easy it will be to replicate. If your competitors can make a simple adjustment to replicate what you've done, then your uniqueness won't last long. And number 5, does it align with the internal brand? So by the time you strategize your differentiation strategy, you should have already developed your internal brand. Now, some of the strongest and most authentic differentiation strategies have their roots in internal branding, and it includes their purpose and their values. So how do you find your key differentiator? Developing a key differentiator and ultimately a unique positioning strategy requires 2 well-tuned skill sets. Number 1, creative thinking, and number 2, strategic analysis. Without a doubt, discovering a unique key differentiator is one of the most challenging tasks for brand strategists. At first, it might seem like the best positions are already taken, and finding that unique differentiator can be a daunting task. Starting with this exhaustive list of ideas, you can immediately begin to explore these as a potential within your industry. But just like chemistry, the real magic happens when you begin to combine ideas. If you make enough combinations and push the potential of your brand to the limits, you might just stumble upon a key differentiator that can disrupt an entire industry. Now, if you want to dive deeper and learn how to define your positioning strategy, then I've got a perfect video for you right up here. But before you click it, if you want to become a master of brand, make sure you hit the like and subscribe to get more videos just like this one.